Welcome to the world of Mr. Beastly, where nightmares become reality, and reality becomes a nightmare. I never believed in ghosts. That was until I moved into HollowBrook House. It was an old Victorian mansion, its weathered walls standing tall amidst a sea of overgrown trees. The moment I stepped foot inside, an eerie chill ran down my spine, as if the house itself was alive, watching, waiting. As I settled into my new home, strange occurrences became a daily ordeal. Doors creaked open on their own, whispers echoed through the halls, and objects moved inexplicably. Each night I could feel a presence lurking in the shadows, its icy breath grazing my neck. I knew I wasn't alone. One evening as I lay in bed, I heard a faint tapping sound coming from the attic. Curiosity consumed me, and against my better judgment I ventured upstairs, flashlight in hand. The attic door creaked open, revealing a room frozen in time. Dust-covered furniture and forgotten trinkets filled the space, but what caught my eye was a worn-out journal lying atop an old oak desk. I reached for the journal, its pages brittle and yellowed with age. As I began to read, words danced before my eyes, revealing a dark secret that had plagued HollowBrook House for centuries. The house had once belonged to a wealthy family, the HollowBrooks, who were rumored to have dabbled in the occult. Their experiments had unleashed something beyond their control, something malicious and vengeful. The journal described the HollowBrooks' desperate attempts to contain the evil they had unleashed. They spoke of rituals, sacrifices, and a cursed artifact hidden within the house. It was said that the artifact held the key to banishing the malevolent presence, but it came at a great cost. Intrigued and terrified, I resolved to find this artifact and put an end to the haunting. With each step I took, the house seemed to grow darker, the air thicker. The walls whispered ancient incantations, urging me to turn back, to abandon my quest. Finally, I reached the basement, a dimly lit chamber that exuded an aura with the likes I'd never seen before. In the center, I found an ornate chest. Its intricate carvings seemed to writhe with a life of their own. With trembling hands, I opened the chest, and boy, was that a mistake. All hell broke loose. It was a trap. Something stirred within the chest, a dark and ancient malevolence. It crawled out, its form shifting and twisting until it stood before me, a hideous amalgamation of shadow and nightmare. Its eyes burned with a malevolent fire, and its mouth twisted into a wicked grin. "So you're the one who dares to challenge me?" it hissed. "You foolish mortal, you have no idea what you've unleashed." I tried to back away, but the creature blocked my path. It reached out with a clawed hand, and I felt its icy grip close around my throat. "You will regret this," it whispered. I gasped for air, my vision blurring. As I slipped into darkness, the creature's laughter echoed in my ears. When I awoke, I was lying on the cold, hard floor of the basement. The chest was gone, and the creature was nowhere to be seen. I staggered to my feet. I had to escape. I raced up the stairs, but every door I tried was locked. I was trapped. I could hear the creature's laughter echoing through the house, taunting me. I ran to a window and smashed it with a chair. I climbed out and fell to the ground below. I scrambled to my feet and ran, not daring to look back. I ran until my lungs burned and my legs gave out. I collapsed in a field, exhausted and terrified. Had I really escaped? I knew that the creature was still out there, somewhere, waiting for me. I caught my breath for a second, then decided to look around. I didn't see anything at first. For just a moment I thought I was safe. I foolishly thought I'd actually escaped the creature, but boy was I wrong. I glanced around the seemingly peaceful field. The darkness that had consumed HollowBrook House had followed me. The trees surrounding the field twisted and contorted, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The grass beneath my feet withered and turned a sickly shade of grey. The once vibrant flowers wilted, their petals falling to the ground like tears. A bone-chilling wind swept through the air, carrying with it a haunting melody that seemed to seep into my very soul. Shadows danced around me, their movements erratic and unsettling. The creature, the embodiment of my worst nightmares, had found me once again. With a surge of panic, I stumbled to my feet and tried to run, but my legs betrayed me. It was as if an invisible force held me in place, rendering me helpless. The laughter of the creature echoed in my ears, growing louder and more sinister with each passing second. As the laughter reached its crescendo, the ground beneath me cracked and split open, revealing a gaping chasm. From its depths, a writhing mass of tentacles emerged, swaying and slithering towards me. The creature had taken on a new form, a grotesque abomination hungry for my fear and despair. I screamed, but my voice was drowned out by the cacophony of the creature's wicked laughter. Its tentacles wrapped around me, constricting my every movement. I could feel its icy grip tightening, squeezing the life out of me. In my final moments, as the darkness threatened to consume me, a flicker of defiance ignited within me. I refused to let this creature claim me as its victim. With every ounce of strength I had left, I fought against its suffocating hold. A surge of energy coursed through me, and a blinding light erupted from within. The creature recoiled, its grip weakening. I seized the opportunity, tearing myself free from its clutches. With a burst of adrenaline, I ran towards the chasm, leaping over its edge without hesitation. As I fell through the abyss, surrounded by the pitch-black darkness, I could hear the creature's enraged screams fading into the distance. I had escaped its clutches once again, but at what cost? When I finally landed, it was with a thud that reverberated through my bones. I found myself in an unfamiliar place, a desolate wasteland devoid of life. The air was heavy with an oppressive silence, broken only by the distant howls of unseen creatures. I had escaped the nightmare of HollowBrook House, but I had traded it for another, far more desolate existence. The darkness that had consumed me had followed, and now I roamed this forsaken realm, forever haunted by the echoes of my past. And so the world of Mr. Beastly saga continues, where nightmares become reality, and reality becomes a nightmare.